Hello and welcome back. I'm Stephen, and today we'll be previewing the Spurs and City game. But before we do, please remember to like and subscribe. Some transfer news: Oscar Bob is confirmed that he's gone to Fulham for I think 27.5 mil, which decent money for him, decent money for Fulham, and hopefully his career can progress after that long injury and his stagnated season that he's had here. Also, Stefan Ortega is off to Nottingham Forest, which I think he's probably 6 months too late, really. I think he probably should have gone in the summer, given the keepers we brought in, and there just simply no space for him. But he wanted to hang around, which is up to him. But I think overall he's had a good career at City. That save against Tottenham will go down in City history. But last year his performance he's dipped, and he lost to me at Arsenal away. Really, I thought it was awful. But overall, from a second choice goalkeeper who had to come in probably more times than he would have expected to, given Ederson getting injured. I think it was 4 times last season. I think he conducted himself well. Obviously, decent enough chat by the looks of it, and yeah, a very very good transfer. And again, hope he does. Hope he does well at Forest. Before we play, we've got Arsenal and Leeds this afternoon, Saturday afternoon, as I'm recording, which I think is a big game. Is a big game for Arsenal, particularly given Leeds' record against some of the teams higher up in the division. They beat Chelsea, drew with Liverpool, drew with United. So it's not going to be easy, given Leeds have demonstrated that they can mix it with the teams that are higher up the division. But I'd much prefer them if they went there at night rather than the day, if you know what I mean. Leeds at night does feel a bit harder, a bit trickier. But I think Leeds overall, if Arsenal want to, play for set pieces and all the rest of it, Leeds have not long been in the Championship. So I'm pretty sure they'll be okay if it comes to the physical side of things. And Arsenal have been wobbling over the last week or two. We've dropped points and they haven't been able to take advantage, whether that's drawing at Forest, drawing on Liverpool, getting beat at home to United. So City's still got a sniff. I think Arsenal probably will get over the line. However, if they don't win today, then I think it can really open things up, because they've also got Sunderland at home after this. And so let's say they draw today, then they go to Sunderland at home. Now, Sunderland at home should be normally pretty straightforward fixture. However, if you're at the Emirates, if it's edgy, if you've got history of wobbling, blowing it, let's be honest, in the past, then there's every chance it could happen again, although no guarantees. But from an Arsenal perspective, you can talk about how edgy the Emirates is all day long, but the players and the manager, I mean, look at some of the players they've got. Odegaard, Saka, they've got some players who can really open up, but they just want to make it dull and boring and play on the percentages of set pieces. And if they dry up, which they might do, because teams have got 6 months of evidence and footage to analyse to look at how they've been getting on with the set pieces over the last 6 months. So teams will adapt to them, and if they dry up, then they'll need to open up, which might be good for them given the players they've got, but it might not be. They might let a few more goals in, and if you're relying on Gyökeres's goals, then he's not a dead cert, is he? So. But things can happen. Things can happen, and I'm semi-optimistic we could do it. But listen, this week is massive, isn't it? This week is massive for Arsenal and for City, and maybe to a lesser extent Villa, because if Arsenal drop points, Villa are today or tomorrow away at Brentford, and then they're at home to Bournemouth. And you're thinking any slip from Arsenal, Villa could easily be in there. I know they've had Europe this week, but I think Arsenal might drop points against Leeds. I think they might. And if they do, then anything can happen. Anything can happen. And then it's down to us, isn't it? Down to us at Tottenham. Tottenham away. Well, it's not the most unluckiest ground anymore. You know, we won there twice in the league recently, once in the cup. So we won our last three times we've been there. But obviously they beat us at home, which it still remains then, doesn't it? The Spurs still remains. And their manager at Brentford had a probably good as record as anybody against us, particularly the Etihad. So, you know, I'm not expecting an easy game. We'll just touch on Spurs first. They're obviously good in Europe, not doing very well in the league. And the manager does seem to be under a bit of pressure. And I'm not really sure. Well, I am really sure why. Because they're not very high up in the league. But what were they expecting? They finished 17th last season. Kulusevski and Madison, they're injured. And Doggy, I think, has been injured quite a bit as well. They replaced Harry Kane with Dominic Solanke, who, whilst decent, is obviously a drop-off. We've got a few, like Kulumawani, Tal chaps. They've got quite a couple exciting, young, sort of football manager type forwards that you get from a big club on loan. You know, they're pacey, they've got potential. Hopefully you can do something with them. That hasn't quite worked. So, you know, I know Daniel Levy has also he's been basically moved sideways or booted out, hasn't he? And they're expecting a change of direction. But he's just an employee, Daniel Levy. He's an employee. So if the Lewis family were not happy with what he was doing, he'd have been booted out the door years ago. And he wasn't. So I think something's gone on there other than on pitch stuff. But you know, I don't know with Tottenham. I mean, they've obviously got some decent players. Apparently, they're improving in the league. They've had some good results in Europe. But really, are we really that bothered? Their ground isn't a difficult place to go for opposition teams. The only team that struggles to win at Tottenham is Tottenham. So we shouldn't really have anything to worry about. We'll be going in this with what essentially is our Champions League team that we're going to play in the knockouts with. And if they can't do the business at Spurs, then we've got no chance of winning the league, and we've got even less chance of winning the Champions League. So I'll go on to us in a minute, but I'm anticipating a pretty straightforward win, really. I really am. I mean, I might be wrong. I said that about United. But, you know, their manager's under pressure for being a bit negative, isn't it? They can't be negative. But maybe that might help them against us. You know, they're not expected to. We're not Burnley, are we? We're not West Ham. You're not expected to come out, open up, and then fly at us. So maybe just sitting in, trying to catch on the break, get the crowd up, get a few tackles in, have a few shots, corners. That might get them on side a bit excited and might be a bit happier to sit in against us rather than anybody else. So the negativity that he's displayed, I don't think is necessarily a problem in this game. And they have got some players that can hit them a break. They've got Vicario in net. No excuses not to score a couple against him. None. Yeah, Van der Ven and Romero are good players, but Bergval, I like him, but really? 14th in the division, and we want to win the league. You've got to go there and do the business, particularly on the back of what has been a pretty good week for us. You know, we had a wobble with the draws, could beat United, beat at Bodo, but then we turned Wolves over pretty comfortably, beat Galatasaray pretty comfortably by 2 goals to them. Could have been more. And with this big week coming up, you know, Spurs away, Newcastle at home, which should be pretty routine. They don't travel well, and we've got a 2-goal head start. So I'm not anticipating anything going wrong there. And then Liverpool away, who if you listen to some people, are, you know, very close to sacking the manager. So I'm optimistic about this week to come. I think if we get 4 points from Tottenham and Liverpool, thank you very much, and get into a cup final on the way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I think that would be a really good start to what would then be like the running then, wouldn't it? Spurs and Liverpool out of the way, 4 to 6 points in the bag. Arsenal will start to worry. So yeah, let's see where we are. We'll talk about team selection, because I think it picked itself to some degree, but then there are some issues further up the pitch. In net, Donnarumma, no ifs, no buts. Love the guy, so that's it. Nunes, I think he's obviously going to come. He'll play right back, won't he? I was listening to ESPN this morning, Craig Burley talking about, City have improved since Nunes come back. City shouldn't be in a position where they're relying on Mateus Nunes. We can't have it both ways, can you? You can't have a manager making Nunes into one of the best right backs in the league, and then over on Talk Sport, that fucking Wally Agbonlahor and Alex Crook talking about Pep being a checkbook manager. Which one is it? What do you want them to do? Coach people to be better or buy world-class right backs? You can't have it both ways. I suppose the lesson is don't listen to ESPN or Talk Sport. I suppose that is a lesson for me. But yeah, Nunes starts, and then Kuznov and Gueye. But Kuznov was exceptional during the week. Mark Gueye was excellent on his debut. Gueye's had the week off to settle in, get used to his teammates, yada yada yada. So yeah, and then O'Reilly at left back. I don't think Aït-Nouri will play away from home in the league. Certainly not against Tottenham. O'Reilly's taller, it's more physical, better defensively, which is a bit weird, isn't it? From an attacking midfielder growing up to being better defensively than a £50 million left back. But there we have it. Because I don't think there'll be a need for O'Reilly in midfield, given Bernardo Rodri was suspended, he wasn't injured, so nothing. I don't not heard anything about him. Excuse me, being any worse. And Nico Gonzalez got 10 minutes off the bench against Galatasaray. So I don't think there'll be need for Nico O'Reilly in midfield. So he can go in at left back. Talking about midfield. Oh, it's 2 from 3, isn't it? It's 2 from Rodders, Nico G, or Bernardo. Now, you can play Rodders and Nico G. I know everyone's been saying they want that, but are we playing 2 people that aren't 100% fit? I'd say we probably are, and the benefit of them being a bit taller doesn't really outweigh their fitness. We saw how Rodders struggled at United. That was more set up, but you could tell he wasn't really at it anyway. So I think Bernardo should play and just get one and then give him a rest during the week so he's ready for Liverpool away. Because I think Bernardo's been one of our best players over the last, I don't know, there's not been many, but over the last couple of weeks, less United away. And he's brilliant in Newcastle, brilliant against Galatasaray, and I think he's just a guy to do the business against Tottenham. So Tottenham, and you just got to check on Rodri, haven't you? If Rodri's fit, play him. If he's not, don't take any chances and get Gonzalez in and get Rodri up to speed in the League Cup during the week. I'm hoping for Bernardo and Rodri in midfield, but for Bernardo to sit and hold his hand like he held O'Reilly's hand recently, not abandon him like he did against United, and like he was abandoned by Rico Lewis in the Champions League. So Rodri and Bernardo will be my midfield, and then. So I don't want to see Bernardo on the right wing, do we? We don't want those 2 and Bernardo on the right wing. I think that's a bit overkill for negativity. On the wing, it's got to be Semenyo, hasn't it? Got to be Semenyo. Semenyo's got to start. It's a fantastic start to his City career so far, and get him in. No ifs, no buts. I think he'll probably play on the right because I'll come on to that in a minute. I think he'll start on the right, where he's played most of his time for City. Apart from the Newcastle Cup game, wasn't it? I think. And then Cherki in attacking midfield. Again, I've had my doubts about Cherki. I don't think he did great as people rave about things. That's a really poor game, but the alternative is Foden, and he's miles off it. So I wouldn't be playing him either, or Reinders for that matter. So I'm all for Cherki starting this. I know he struggled in some away games. United away was awful. Newcastle away in the league, he struggled. United, Liverpool at home, he struggled. So, it's not a risk-free selection, but there are definitely some upsides in it. So, yeah, he starts. And with the news that Doku's going to be out for, what did they say? Less than 18 days. What does that mean? So 2 weeks then. So I don't think Foden can play. I wouldn't have Randers anywhere near it. So I think it's got to be Marmoush, hasn't it? It's on Marmoush on the left. I know it's not his best position. I know. And I know if you play Marmoush, Semenyo, and Cherki, there is opportunity for us to get the ball away and get caught on the break. But you've got to take a risk, haven't you? You've got to take a risk. And what would he play? If we play Reinders, he might not give the ball away. Someone will take it off him anyway. So, no, I'd go with that. I would go with that because you need a bit of risk. You need a bit of reward. We need goals. We need to score goals. We haven't been scoring goals that frequently. United away, we didn't look like scoring. There all day. Bodo, did we do much? Yeah, a bit here and there, but it was set pieces mostly, wasn't it? Max Gillane and Haaland and Nico Riley. So we like to go on Galatasaray because we had goal scorers on the pitch, like Haaland, like Marmoush, like Cherky. So get them on. And I know there's quite a lot of forwards there, but I think the solidity of particularly Mark Gay, Kusanov, Nico, or Rodri and Bernardo gives you a nice little box. Nunes runs for days, so he's up and down, he's quick. So that defence then, it goes from sort of Max Elaine, Ake, Rico Lewis. It goes from that against United to being a strong Premier League experienced defence. So you've gone from Ake, Max Elaine, Kusanov, Rico Lewis, to Nico Riley, big boy, strong, athletic. Mark Gay, England international experience. Kusanov getting better all the time. Nunes, like a bloody train up that right hand side. So you become very solid and very tall, very experienced and very quick, very, very quickly in the space of a couple of weeks. So that's got to be enough, hasn't it? And then with Rodri and Bernardo in the middle, it's got to be enough. It's got to be enough. It's a must-win game, this. Can't be fannying about drawing at Tottenham and then trying to win at Liverpool. Win it, and then we can wear a draw at Liverpool, can't we? And I know by the time we play, we'll know what Arsenal's score is, but I don't think it makes any difference, to be honest. Difference it make? If you lose, we still got to win and catch them up. If we win, we've still got to win and catch them up. I'm going to make a prediction, right? My predictions are always great, but, let's have a bit of fun. It is 12:30 on Saturday, right? Arsenal haven't started yet. I will predict that the lead between Arsenal and whoever is second at the end of the weekend will not be 4 points. It'll be big or be small, but it will not stay the same. I'm not saying which way it's going to go, but I am predicting it will not be the same. And I'm predicting a comfortable City 2-0 win. Haaland to score 1, and who else should we go for? Marmoush to get 1. Marmoush, yeah, that'll do us. And then that sets us up well, doesn't it? It sets us up well then, and that's all we can ask for. Spurs are a mid-table outfit. They're a mid-table outfit in a nice ground. If you want to go to music concerts, so they're not. They're a decent enough team. They've got decent enough players, but if you want to win the league, you've got to go ahead and win. If Arsenal were playing, what would we say? We'll say Arsenal are going to bury him because there's nothing about him. So yeah, we've got to win. No two ways about it. We've got to win, and that's what we'll predict. Spurs 0, City 2. That'll be it. Spursy no more. Spursy no more. It's out of the window. So yes, and then we'll come back on Monday and have a chat about how right I was or how wrong I was, which we can't rule out. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you got this far, I appreciate it. I do need a shave, don't I? So please like and subscribe, and I will see you on Monday for a review of this game, and I might preview the Newcastle game at the same time, depending on how eventful or otherwise the game was. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.